Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
With the brothers of Great Millstone, Charlotte, coming at you live through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Before we get started with this lesson, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachaha Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth and rule well. Peace and blessings unto the hopeful elect, pushing his word throughout the four corners of the earth in truth, righteousness, and sincerity. To you we say Shalom.
Shalom.
So in this lesson, we're gonna go into this article that I pulled up from naturalnews.com, pretty much going into uh, more division in America, more separation between what you would call the Democrats and Republicans, which pretty much make up the what as far as the polls and the political side of America, that division is being made more and more. I guess that line is being drawn out a lot more. We're starting to see, uh, especially through Texas, right? That whole thing going on with Texas with the immigrants. Texas rising up. A lot more of these right-leaning countries. I mean, not countries, Slovakia, right-leaning states is going to start separating themselves from the federal, right? The federal side or the federal, I guess you could say, union that they have with the United States, right? And if I'm not mistaken, didn't Texas aren't they trying to do something where they're trying to separate themselves from America,
Mm-hmm.
like become an independent state or something?
Yep. They're trying to secede.
Con. Yeah, so hey, we might start seeing more of that from these other right-leaning countries. I mean, the states. Again,
Okay. Can I get a definition?
con.
It says it's a lot. Secede. All right. And it says it's a lot. Give me a second, bro.
Con, you good, Doc?
It says achieve the desired aim or result. It says take over a throne, inheritance, office, or other position from. So pretty much, they pretty much trying to break away, and take total control of that specific state, to where they like pretty much rule that particular area, because if you look at all the states, you look at the whole states, it's like federal, but then also if you look at each different state, it's almost like a country in itself. How they do the laws and stuff like that. That's why you got a governor. You have a mayor, and they pretty much under the governor. But then say they want to like enact like small wars and stuff like that. They got the National Guard, the different reserve branches and stuff like that. So pretty much they take all their assets and then be their own entity.
Mm-hmm. Con. Yeah, that's pretty much what this article uh, is essentially going into. It says, did any brother have anything else they want to say before I go into this? Go into this. Con. So it says Utah Sovereignty Act now allows state to ignore, overrule unconstitutional federal actions. Right. So this is a new law implemented. It says new legislation that was signed into law by Governor Spencer Cox on January 31 in the state of Utah allows the Beehive State to reject, override, or otherwise nullify federal rules and decisions on which it disagrees.
All right, I got precept if I can.
Con, you got it, Doc.
This is Amos chapter 3 and verse 3. It says, "Can two walk together except they be agreed?" Which that word agreed is yachad, which means together or in unison. Which they say united we stand, divided we fall. Roughly paraphrasing, But pretty much they try to push this, all together. The U.S. of A. The United States of America. It's in the name.
Mm-hmm.
So like pretty much going into this, Utah is trying to pretty much get the ability to break away. It's going into that division.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and also what I'm seeing about this too is that this is going to cause confusion when all hell breaks loose. People are going to know what side to side with, either the state or the federal government.
Right.
that's going to lead to another, which, a civil war eventually, inevitably.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly.
But Baba Kushad, can a brother holding the second Ezra's get that real quick?
I got you. It's the book of Second Ezra, chapter 15 and verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands.
Now, this is going into a course of race war, right? But in the midst of the race war, you're also going to be having also going to be having the civil war. Go ahead.
Okay. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, that they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
That's right. They're not going to be regarding their presidents, their mayors. Some of these places that have a lot of right leaning voters, but the state is democratic. They're going to rebel against that state and try to take it over. And try to make things right wing or whatever, right? But either ways, that division is being made more and more apparent. A lot of these states, they're taking these actions to separate themselves and to actually cause that division in order to eventually move forward. Pretty much stepping stones to the civil war.
Exactly. Even you see that in these various police departments, right?
Hmm.
Because the values of the actual officers isn't doesn't align with the values that the government wants them to push, right? That
Hmm.
the upper higher ups want them to push. So that's why they start to leave the force. They separate themselves. So now the like it says, they shall not regard their kings nor princes. There's not going to be anybody out here um, able to control the people, man. Right? Nobody's
Hmm.
going to be listening to anyone. That's why you see these sleeper cells coming across the border, man.
Hmm.
Right? You see all this taking place because they're going to need someone, to establish order. Once the chaos ensues, man.
That's
You
right.
know, a lot of those, like those different the paramilitary groups, Esau have been training in the backwoods for this very day, for
Hmm.
years and years on end. A lot of them going self deputize themselves like they did in like Katrina.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. Exactly. That's going to be a lot of self-deputized people out here, man.
Mhm.
Esau is going to be, you know, I mean, you can already see it. You can already picture it. A lot of these movies they go into it. How you're going to be having like, you're going to be almost like just bandits, just lurking around, man, just taking shit, just whatever they deem to be the law. That's what's going to be, especially in those times. So
Right.
that's what they're going to need. The military to come through and start, putting things in order, like you said. So when all hell breaks loose, it's pretty much going to be every man for himself.
Mhm.
Yep.
But Baba Shah, can the brother get that Isaiah 19?
Can I get it?
Con.
This is Yashaya, Isaiah chapter 19, verse 1. It says, "The burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the
Hmm.
heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it."
Hmm. Pretty much going into the return of our Lord Yahweh Shah, right? And we're seeing, uh, through him being established, everything else is going to be dethroned. There's going to be no other religion, nothing else is going to be established on the planet Earth. Go ahead.
Mhm. Kind of, if I could add too, that's because Yahweh Shah, he's pretty much moving. His spirit is moving throughout the earth,
Hmm.
and pretty much the truth is touching the earth. So that's why all the prophecies and et cetera is happening. That's why I say the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence. And it says, and also going into how pretty much, Egypt had like hella idols. Ancient Egypt had hella idols. Same thing in present day. America has idols. And what happened with ancient Egypt? Can I get a quick precept?
Con, you got it.
It's a lot. Um, this is Baruch Genesis chapter 47 and verse 15. It says, "And when money failed in the land of Matazarium, Egypt, and the land of Canaan, all the Egyptians came unto Joseph and said, Give us bread, for why should we die in thy presence? For the money faileth." Hey, so that's one idol that's being touched. Also the different, JC, You got JC, Buddha, you know, pretty much how ancient Egypt idols was being touched. The same thing is happening in present day Egypt, you know, at the spirit, at the presence of the Lord.
Right. Because it's being proved that, you know, Yahweh Bashim Shai is the only thing that matters. Right. So everything is being shown how useless and how little value there is in all of these other ways of life. You know, that's what, you know, when the things are being moved out of the way, it's being shown that they're worthless, man. You know, so it's you know, Yahweh Shai's presence, right? The brightness of his coming, right? Part of that is all these belief systems, you know, being dissolved, man. And you only being on one of two sides, man. Right? You're either on the side of salvation, right, and of Yahweh Shai, or you're on the side of destruction, you know, of Yahweh Shai, man.
That's right. You know, all them idols are definitely being moved out of the way. You know, they're being tested. You know, the Most High is he wants all the space on the chessboard, man. So he's pushing all these motherfuckers out the way. You know,
Exactly.
he's pretty much confounding every single religion out there. No religion has the answers of what we see happening. You know, but the men of the Lord, right? Who were given the ability to break down these scriptures, right? You know, Lord willing, we be those men, right? As well as you know, our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. But did we finish that Isaiah 19?
I'm gonna finish verse 2.
Okay, fine.
It says, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom.
So yeah, we're gonna start seeing Egyptian against Egyptian. You know, we're gonna start seeing Esau coming upon Esau. We're gonna start seeing, you know, even Jake, you know, coming up against, you know, other Jake. You know, it's gonna be just a mess. It's gonna be a mess, man. A big slaughter going on in these times that we're coming into, right? And we're seeing it. We're seeing the division, man. This is all prophecy taking place. You know, let me get this real quick. This is Matthew 12:26. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? You know, so Esau is divided. You know, he's split into two. He doesn't know which way to go. You know, so of course his kingdom is gonna fall. You know,
that's right. Okay.
And we see that division. Oh, Salakia, brother, you got it. Okay, Khan, Salakia. Now, I was just gonna say, you know, that division is split even within the minds of the people. You know, that's how we see right now. You know, everything is just downhill. There ain't no collective thought where everybody just unites together and, you know, creates this what they call it, metropolis, right? Everything is complete disarray and disorder. There's no union. Everything's dysfunctional. So of course everything is falling apart.
Right. That's why they're working so hard to quell these dissenting opinions, man. Anything. What's their name? John Pierre or whatever the girl name is that worked for Biden, but she was talking about how pretty much if you don't agree, you know, with the pretty much the values and morals that they're setting forth, you know, you're an enemy of the state, you know, roughly paraphrasing. But that's pretty much what you were saying, you know, the mindsets of the people. Hey, if a brother could get Luke 12:51,
I get it.
52, but that's pretty much what you're saying. The households are being divided, right? Schools are being divided. Workplaces are being divided. You know, everything is being divided at this point, man.
This is Luke chapter 12 verse 51. You said 50?
You should start at 50, I think.
God. It's Luke 12:50. It says, I'm sorry, verse 49. It says, I am come to set fire on the earth, and what will I if it already be kindled? But I have a baptism to be baptized with, and how am I straight until it be accomplished? Suppose, yea, that I come to give peace on earth. I tell you, nay, but rather division.
Right. So, like you said, you know, the spirit of Yahweh Shai coming is bringing division, man. Right. That's how you know it. You know, in the last days of the last days is because of the way the spirit is intensifying, man, and the amount of division you see, you know, throughout society.
I want to get another precept to back you up. What you
want me to keep going down on that too? But you go ahead, get what you got. Yeshaya.
Khan. This is Matthew 24 and verse 14. It says, "And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come." So by us seeing, these signs and these things that's happening around the earth, and seeing that these are events that the scriptures has been warning us about. These are the tokens that was given unto us to see the end times. That shows you right there that, hey, we're living in the end. We're seeing all the signs. We're seeing all the red flags that's popping up, and we're seeing them. And that's how we know. That's how we know we're in the end. You got it, Doc.
At Luke chapter 12 and verse 52, it says, "For from henceforth there shall be 5 in one house divided, 3 against 2, and 2 against 3. The father shall be divided against the son, and the son against the father. The mother against the daughter, and the daughter against the mother-in-law against the daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law against the mother-in-law."
Right. So this thing we see taking place in Utah, right? I'm sure households are going to be divided over this, man. Right? They're going to be, those who believe that they should go with the government's plan, and they're going to be those who believe they should go with the state's plan, man. And that's going to lead to that ultimate civil war that's going to take place, man. We see down there in Eagle Pass, Texas, right? That stirring up that division, man. Right. So it's just a matter of time, really, man. Like we've always been saying, we're one false event away from this whole thing imploding on itself, man.
That's right. What they call them, black swan events.
Exactly.
That's all I have, brothers. If y'all have something else.
Real quick. It's Mark 3, and I'll start in 23. He reads, "And he called them unto him, and said them in parables, How can Satan cast out Satan? And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand." That's how we know this place is done for, man. Right? Because it's going to be skirmishes here and there, right? That are going to affect the internal strength of the country, right? And we already see it's growing geopolitically, right? So that external strength is growing weaker and weaker as well, man. Right? So we see the Russian Edomites coming against the Babylonian American Edomites. We got the American Edomites going against themselves, man. Right? So that strength is starting to fall. It says, "And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand, that house being the house of Esau. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but hath an end." Right? So, it's an end. It's an ultimate end to this thing, man. Right? And all these speakings up, right, against the country, against the politics from these lower level Edomites is just what's the word? More fuel to the fire, right? That's ultimately going to take place, man.
Exactly. That's pretty much it. We pray this lesson was edifying. We're gonna go ahead and close this out by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth and rule well. Peace and blessings unto the hopeful elect, pushing his word throughout the four corners of the earth in truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Till next time, we're gonna say Shalom.
Shalom.